it's Annie. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. On my channel, I share DIY, faux painting, decorating on a budget, makeup for mature women, skincare for mature women, and lots of other stuff. So welcome to my channel. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and let's get started. So recently I put out there on my Facebook page, I said, hey guys, it's Annie. I'm going to do a question and answer. Just let me, shoot me your questions about me, personal questions or whatever that you want to know. And I'm going to answer it for you because I love watching those videos. I enjoy hearing a little bit more about somebody that maybe I didn't know. So I put it out there. It was literally crickets. So I thought, okay, feeling a little bit bad that nobody really gives a crap about me. So I did a video, I did a Facebook Live. Hey guys, it's Annie. Today I wanted to ask you if you could put some questions down below, some personal questions that you want to know about me, to get to know me, and I will answer them for you. That's pretty much how it went. I did the same thing on Instagram and it didn't go over well. So these are the questions that I got. Okay, let's get started. So one of the questions I got was that I did a video recently about teeth whitening and she didn't see the details on the product. So let me tell you about that. Whenever I share products that I share on my channel, I always mention it, but sometimes people miss it and that's okay. But above there where it says show more, I have all the details of everything I talked about. So will you come to my house and decorate it? I would love to if you lived closer. I would love to help you out, but I'm not sure where you live, but yeah, that would be fun. So if I could travel, it says if you could travel to any country, money being no object, where would you go and why? Wow. Go to one country. There's so many places that I'd like to travel that I've never been to. Oh, I'm gonna sound so cliche by saying this, but I would love to go to France. It's so weird when you haven't been somewhere, you have visions in your head what it looks like. So I don't know if that's what all of France looks like. But to me, I think of France, I think countryside, I think of cobblestone, I think of flowers, I think of window boxes. I think of the Eiffel Tower, of course. That's what I think of. I think of that for France. So that's where I would love to, or I would love to go to Italy. I would love to go to Italy. I'm sure I have family there somewhere of mine. I know my husband has family in Sicily. So I would love to go. I'd love to go to Italy. So I can't pick one. So I'm going to say either Italy or France. And that's why I'd like to go to either one, either Italy or France. Would love to. Hopefully someday we will. Who knows? But yeah. Okay, so this is a great question. What inspired me to start my blog or my vlog? Okay, my blog started because I loved decorating my houses. I love decorating my house. And I was one of those people that would open up a decorating magazine and I would just like, a new magazine would come out and I would be like, oh my gosh, romantic homes, I have to get the new issue. And I would get that issue. I would go to a quiet spot in my home with a little cup of coffee. I'm not kidding you. And I would just go there and I would just be like, oh, I just want that house. You know what I mean? Like I would just love it. I would just take it all in. I didn't always read the articles. I just really loved the photos and I would look at them over and over and over and over again because they would inspire me. So that was before blogs came along. And then blogs came along and I was like, I was inspired just to do that in my own home, like just put it out there, share my love for decorating because I love decorating. Even when I was a little girl, I would redecorate my bedroom. I was always changing things up and decorating. It was like my room was like my little apartment. You know what I mean? Like I loved decorating it. So that's why I started my vlog. And then I decided to start my YouTube channel because I felt like I wanted to connect more with my readers and with all of you. And it's much easier for me to communicate with you. Like if I want to share a painting project or whatever, I feel like I can say, okay, this is how we're going to do this. And I can actually show you. And so that's why I started my blog. When did you realize you wanted to blog and when did I decide to blog? Actually, my niece in Florida inspired me to start my blog. She had a blog, not a decorating blog, but she had a blog, and so I was visiting there one summer, and she mentioned, you know, yeah, you should start a blog, and I'm like, yeah, and it kind of like set in my head, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put myself out there. It's very scary to do because you don't know how people are gonna react to you, if they're gonna like you. But it's been all good. You know, I've had a couple things over the years where people were negative or whatever, but for the most part, everybody's been really, really nice. And I met so many people, so many wonderful like followers and other bloggers. So it's opened up like this whole new world and opened up all these friendships that I never had. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so somebody asked me, what do I do for a living, a career? This is what I do. I am a blogger, a writer, photographer, videographer. That's what I do. And I know some people just think, oh, what's the big deal? Just sit down in front of a camera and you do your thing. No, it's a lot more than that. And my blog is a lot more than that. I work harder than any other job I have ever had in my life. I work 7 days a week. I work at least 12 hours a day, and I don't get a day off. The only time I have a day off is when I have a vacation or something like that, but I'm always constantly working. That's how it is when you have a blog. You're just constantly working. You're constantly promoting. And then when you're shooting video, or if I'm shooting photos for a blog post, I have to shoot that. I have to edit it. I have to write it. Like, there's so much that goes on. It looks really easy, but it's so much more work than you think it is. And then when I have a project, then I'm trying to hurry up and get that project done, but do a really good job so I can photograph it, so I can get it out and write it. And there's a whole area of writing that you have to do so you can even be seen on the internet, because the internet is such a big place. So you know, there's SEO, which is search engine optimization. So when I'm writing my posts, I have to make sure that I use certain keywords. I mean, seriously, there's a lot to it. I love what I do. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm just, you know, some people just think that, oh, you just like take photos of a room. This is the hardest job I've ever done in my life. And I've had a lot of jobs in my life, a lot. But I love what I do. And I am 50 years old. I just turned 50 last year. I can't believe that I'm 50. I don't feel like I'm 50. Inside, I still feel like I'm in my 20s, but yeah, I'm 50. What inspired me to blog? Something else that inspired me to blog, besides my niece, is a lot of the beauty bloggers. Not beauty bloggers, but some of the blogs that I was inspired was Dreamy Whites. I loved looking at her blog. Her photos were just go look at dreamywhites.com and look at her photos, okay? I wanted my house to look like hers. So when I first started putting my crappy photos up, and they were crappy. My first photos were crappy. I used to use a flash. My decor was just, I don't know. I must have been going through a bad time in my life. That's all I can say. My house looked really bad. In my mind, I thought my house looked like Dreamy Whites. It's funny. I have to laugh at it now, because if you look at my early photos of what my house looked like, you'd be like, girl, what planet were you on, okay? So I was so inspired by Dreamy Whites. I'm like, I want my house to look like that. So like soon after I started blogging, like everything started going white. My walls went white. I wanted this white. I know not everybody likes white, but because of her blog, because of her style, because of her home, because of her photos, she inspired me so much to embrace white that I love white. My next house is going to be white as well. I love white because I feel like white is just the background canvas. You can add any color to white, you know? Even if you have a white sofa, you could put colorful pillows on that sofa and bring the color out. You could put a piece of art there that's colorful above it on a white wall, and that art is going to pop out. So I love white. I just love the color white. I love yellow white, gray white, white, whatever. I just love that color. I just think it's so, I don't know, I just love it. And I years ago, I would have told you I hate white walls, and I've totally come around because of her blog. So Dreamy Whites so much inspired me. Her photos are amazing. Her style is amazing. I love her blog. She doesn't really blog much anymore, but I know she has an Instagram page, and you should totally follow her because her Instagram is just like, her photography is amazing. Okay, so somebody asked me, what would the first sentence of my autobiography be? Wow. What would the first sentence be? I don't know, that's a hard one. I don't know if I can answer that one. I had a hard time just writing a book. I wrote a book, I was writing a book for 2 years, and I still have it. I haven't published it yet because I just don't feel confident in it. Because I never felt like I'm a writer. I just don't think I'm a good writer. I don't, you know, I just write the way I speak. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to write. That's how I write. So I don't know, what would the first... All right, so I thought I would just tell you a little bit about me. Because like I said, I like to watch these videos. I like when people share a little bit about themselves, things that you may not have known about them. I just find that really interesting. So I was born in Illinois here. Right now I live in Northern Illinois with my husband. We've been married for almost 28 years. We met when I was 16, he was 18. And we have a daughter. She's gonna be graduating high school next year. And we have a dog, we have a cat. We have a cat here that we love very much. We're a one pet family. And when I was a child, I was born here, but I lived in California. Actually lived in Orange, California. So Orange, in Orange County, California is, I believe, our address was. And we lived there for, I think, 4 or 5 years. My parents had a really hard time because it's so expensive then, and it still is now. They always wanted to buy a house. They couldn't buy a house. We lived in a townhome. It was very tight with all of us because I have 2 brothers. I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. So we lived out there. Then my parents decided to move back here, and I hated it. I did not want to come back to Illinois because I hated the winters here even as a kid. I had these visions of running away from home. I wanted to run away from home. I just was thinking when we're like in a hotel, like I was gonna sneak out at night and I was gonna run away, but I'm like, where am I gonna go? I'm like in the middle of nowhere. I can't go anywhere. But I was thinking that because I did not want to come here. And we moved back here. It was really rough on me because I moved in the beginning of my freshman year in high school. I got bullied a lot. Because of that, it was like being the new kid, and it was horrible. High school was horrible for me. I hated it. And then I met my husband, and like I said, I was very young when we met. I hate winter. Like I said, I hate winter. That's why I didn't want to move from California. But I'm definitely a summer girl. I don't like to go in the sun. Come on, look at me. Do I look like No, I don't. I don't care about the sun anymore. But I just love the sun. I love to see the sun. I love the heat. I'm a weirdo. I love the humidity. Love the humidity. I love the feel of it on my skin. I love the smell of it. I know. I'm meant to live in Florida. I know. When I was a kid, I loved Carol Burnett. Loved Carol Burnett. Would watch her show all the time. And I actually wanted to grow up to be funny like her, which I'm not, but I wanted to be funny like her. And I also wanted to be a rock star. Wanted to be Pat Benatar. And I actually had a really good voice when I was younger. I don't know about now. But all my friends in school thought I was going to be like this famous person on Broadway. Never happened, but yeah, that's where I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be like this famous person in Hollywood and Broadway or whatever. It never really turned out that way, but that's okay. Different plans, different things happen. So that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, learning a little bit more about me. Maybe you didn't know. If you ever want me to share a little bit more in depth, if you have any other questions you want me to answer and I can do it on another video, let me know in the comments below. And you can follow me on my blog, White Lace Cottage, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I will leave all the links below. And that's it, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you real soon. Awesome.